Good afternoon. It's January 15th, 2022, the meeting, 600 building, online, hybrid. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people in the room. Ms. Barbara will be online in a few minutes. She's running a little bit late today, so she'll be taking attendance on for the online folks. We have a sign-in sheet in the back of the room, so hopefully everybody who came in the room signed in. There's also a sheet back there that Ron's going to talk about when he gets to the train show. But if you're going to be at the train show, if you can be at the train show, please be at the train show and volunteer to help. Put your name down, check the times you can be available, and he will get hold of you there. There's also a couple of catalogs back there from the Diecast place in Frankfort, Kentucky. Has anybody ever been out to that place? Man, that's an awesome store. That is an awesome store. So yeah, we've been there a couple times, and I filled part of my grandson's Christmas list from that as well. We have a couple folks who rarely show up to meetings, Bob Toller and Carl, and what's your last name? Holzway. Now, I could have spelled it, but I'd have screwed up saying it. I know it, so that's why I had to ask. Back there, and this guy in the front, Stan, haven't seen him in ages. That's a good thing as well. Robbie's here and a few other people. We've got a bunch of things on the agenda today. At the last time I checked, we didn't have any visitors on the call. Ron, is that still true?
That's true.
We may have an overseas visitor joining us later today, but he has a prior commitment on the West Coast. So we'll see what happens. He's going to try and make it for your clinic, Bob. So that'll be exciting. 2 new members in the last couple months. Gary Dean, not here today, but that's okay. Mark Kirshner, Paul Kern as well. Good stuff happening and a lot of people renewing. Numbers are staying fairly constant. Stan always has a membership report in the pie card if you get questions about that. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as posted from the last meeting as posted to the website? Mark Norman says motion. Bob Johnson second. Any objections? Approved. Thank you. Mike Berry, Treasurer's report. If you come up front, yep. And for those of you here in the room, you see I'm moving my microphone around. This is something we haven't used before. It's a little bit better audio than what we have coming from the Surface, although the Surface has been pretty good. So we're going to try it out for a meeting or two, see how it works.
Thanks, Fred. Well, the Treasurer's report is for 2 months. Since we didn't have a meeting last month, we had a Christmas dinner. On the expense side, any questions on the train show itself, the financial side of it?
All righty. Thank you, sir. I'm going to deviate from the agenda for a moment because I just got a text from Ron Ellison that we do have a guest in here. Gordy, would you like to say something to the group? And I think you all know who Gordy Robinson is, president of the NMRA, joining us for a little bit this afternoon.
Yeah, so well, I can be here.
Yeah, hey, we have a hybrid meeting going on here. We've got just about a dozen people in the meeting room, and then you can see everybody who's online, and we've got 3 cameras in the room here. So if you'd like to say a couple of things, that's great, and then we'll continue on with the agenda.
Oh, super. Thank you. Thanks, Fred. So, yeah, I'm just coming around, taking advantage, really, of meetings moving to hybrid in Zoom, because I am hopeful, as I'm sure everybody else is, that we are on the backside of the current situation health-wise, especially as I don't know many people know this, but I also work in healthcare, so it's pretty busy. Yeah, so I'm just taking the opportunity to come around and see a few divisions. It's not any, I'm not checking up on Fred, I promise. But if any of you anyone wants to give me any feedback, it's president@nmra.org. But yeah, no. So I'm here. I've just legged it over from California to see you guys, and I just want to say a big thank you to you all for being members, and I wish you all a happy new year. But also just to cover on a few things, a few changes that I hope folks have noticed. That we've recently sent out. So we sent out in the bulletin a notice of the changes to dues. Nobody likes to increase the dues, especially myself. I was a little hamstrung with the inflation rise, but the digital publications is the major chunk of this, and we've taken the decision to produce the magazine digitally. because, well, ultimately, it's probably something we should have done a long time ago. And I know you guys have your digital newsletter and stuff, but the NMRA magazine is a magazine. It's a little bit bigger. It has a team of staff that produce it, hence the cost. And so we will be launching that in April. The dues increase will not apply before April. It will apply on the 1st of April. And somebody asked me if it was an April Fool's joke. I promise you it's not. And we will deliver it from the 1st of April. It may arrive a little bit sooner. You'll need to access the digital magazine. We'll need to know your email address, so make sure that's on file with the NMRA. If you get the turntable, the bulletin, the dispatches, then we've got your email address. Make sure you've registered for the website, because that's where you'll go to access it. If you don't want to access it on your computer, then you can access it using an NMRA app. We haven't really publicized this yet, but we will be launching an app in the App Store where people can download and interact with the NMRA. We'll be putting some non-member content on there as well to try and increase visibility. And there is a full marketing suite with that, which we'll be rolling out locally at local level. That'll mean Fred can contact all the folk in your area that have downloaded the app, whether they're a member or not, and promote your train shows, etc., which is fantastic technology that we need to be putting into our organization to see it going forward. The app and stuff will allow you as well to manipulate and view things in different ways. If you just want to read the text, you can read it like a Kindle. If people are familiar with Amazon Kindles, you'll also be able to blow up and expand track layout diagrams, track plans, technical drawings, whatever, and save them as PDFs and print them and keep the individual pages or the entire magazine if you wish. We have made the decision, I made the decision, I guess, to upload the back catalogue back to October 2020, because I felt like we needed some stuff in there to get us all going. And also, at the same time, we've had the team in Soddy Daisy scanning all of the NMRA magazines from 1935 to 1978, and they'll be going up on our website, not into the app for now. We'll be looking at how we can afford to put them into the app, but putting them into the app makes all the text and articles searchable, which I know is a massive improvement for people, and a big boost for being a member of the NMRA. There's more coming. Just watch the space. I know I didn't think in 6 months we would get to this point, which is good, because it means I've been able to pivot and kick off another big project to enhance and improve the way we deliver education. So, just stick with us, watch this space. And then the final thing is a little Christmas present that came late to me yesterday is I managed to pin Frank, the CFO, down. I'm sure you know Frank. I know he lives in Ohio, but you forgive him for that, I'm sure. And he told me that since the 1st of July, which is when I became president, we have improved our position in the United States by being now plus 200 members. Unfortunately, we lost members overall last year. The first half of the year was a continuation, unfortunately, of 2020. But I see that as positive green shoots. So I hope we can continue that trend. If we do continue that trend and continue to grow the organization at local levels and within the United States, this year, that would be the first growth year the organization's seen for 20 years. So, stick with us. Get involved, and I appreciate everything you all do at local level. And that's why I'm here. So I appreciate Fred sending me the invite. But the other thing is, if you've got questions, you can fire them at me now, but I don't want to derail the entire meeting. Or you can fire them at me in the Zoom chat, and I'll be around for a wee while and answer a few. My daughter's just jumped in the bath. It's like 7:15 here in the evening, so she may jump in and say hello on her way to bed. But otherwise, I'll be around.
Say good evening to us, actually.
I will do my best. She's currently screaming at her mother, saying she doesn't want a bath, but I will do my best to get her to cooperate. But yeah.
So you got kids, okay?
I've got two. I've got a 7-month-old as well for my sins, and he would come in, but he'll start throwing things around the room. But yeah, I can take some questions if there are any questions. If anyone wants to ask me questions in the Zoom chat, but I'll be here. Or at any point, just drop me an email, president@nmra.org. I answer all of my emails that come into that mailbox as quickly as possible. Sometimes you get an immediate response.
pretty much.
Sometimes I'm asleep. A few hours for a response. So,
Gordy, I have a quick question.
All right, Fred, I'll shut up.
Digital magazine. Is the future plan to phase out the print version?
No.
Thank you.
Absolutely not. So if you are wanting to continue with the print magazine, you can. If you're a Life member, everything will stay as normal. In fact, it won't, because you'll get the digital in addition. But even if you are a Life member, you can choose to stop taking the print, because I know people have basements full of paperwork and it's a fire hazard. So if you want to stop taking the print magazine and give it to give it to a public library, you can. If you want to stop it completely, you can. And I promise you now that the money that's saved from that will be reinvested in the Life Fund. It won't go to anywhere else. It'll stay in the Life Fund. So you'll be able to take that option. Ultimately, I was forced with a really terrible situation that if we didn't do this, the cost was going to go up significantly of that print magazine. It was going to be, you were looking at 3 figures for an NMRA membership with a magazine, which was just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So we've driven very hard to make this price increase as low as possible. There's a contract with White River. It's up for renewal in 2 years' time. If we renew with them at a lower fee, or we renew with somebody else, or we award to somebody else at a lower cost, I will pass that saving on. That's what we're aiming to do here. I'm very disappointed that I was forced to increase the dues this way, but it's something that I unfortunately inherited. And you know what contract law is like. I can't just come in and go, hey, the limey's coming in and he's ripping up contract law, because every attorney in the United States will pin me up against the wall and shoot me. So we have to kind of carry some things across from previous administrations, and this is unfortunately one of them. But I can tell you that we've already started to prepare the request for pricing, etc., for renewing that contract a year earlier than we would normally do, because we're so keen that we want to get the best deal for our members. There was a question there in Zoom. I don't currently, I'm waiting for the spreadsheet to give me the year-end exact position. I can give you a rough number. It's about 15,500 members worldwide so far. If you want to email me, so I've got your email address, I'll give you the exact number when I've got it through from Frank. I'm just waiting for the end of year position. Are
there any questions in the room? Okay, no questions in the room. Any immediate questions from folks who are on the Zoom call itself? With that, Gordy, thank you very much for joining us. You're welcome to stay around, of course. I'm going to turn off the spotlight and go back to the agenda. Thank you, Ron.
Just out of curiosity, where are you located? Quickie.
I am in a place called Orkney, which is a group of islands off the very north coast of Scotland. If there's any as we would say in the UK, matlows, but anyone who's ex-Navy, I'm located on the shores of Scapa Flow, the largest natural anchorage in the world, and the home of the Royal Navy during both World Wars, and the US Navy's services that were servicing the Atlantic convoys and also the North Atlantic convoys. So it's quite a historical place, but it's like a little tiny group of island off the top of Scotland, and it's the island that I live on is called Bury, and it's 3.5 square miles in totality, and I share it with 400 other people.
And how many model railroaders on that island?
There are 2 NMRA members on that island, and they don't both live in my house. There's another one 150 meters from my house who discovered me through NMRAX, and then now we work on the layout together, and we do stuff together. I'm fortunate, really, because I think if there was a third, then we might have to form 2 model railway clubs. So I'm grateful that there's only 2 of us, so we're in one little club at the minute, just the 2 of us.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to go back to my agenda.
Thank you.
And again, you're welcome to stay on. I know you've got, it's getting to be late, but you're welcome to stay. All right, moving right along here, guys. Committee reports, and the first thing up is the nominating committee for 2022 Division 8 elections. The nominating committee, of course, was led by Mark Norman with Chris Broughton and Stan White. And thank you to all 3 of you guys for doing the work, talking to everybody. and providing a report to Bob Dawson, who is now going to read what we've got here.
Yeah, Mark supplied the report of the nominating committee, and the candidates that they have found is for Superintendent Ron Ellison, Assistant Superintendent Fred Sword, Treasurer Mike Berry, Clerk Bob Dawson, and Trustee Stan White.
Of course, you remember we have 3 trustees, 6 years each for a term of office, and we rotate them out each election cycle, which means we shouldn't have 2 being replaced in any year. Of course, that does sometimes happen. That is the report from the nominating committee. Do we have any nominations from the floor, either in the room or on Zoom? Nobody's making a move in here. It's like an auction. They're afraid to move for fear that they might be called on. Anything online? Nothing online. All right. Since there are no additional nominations, I'm going to ask in accordance with our bylaws, I'm going to ask now for a motion to conduct an election by acclamation, which means as it stands, those people will be in place as the next officers in these positions starting in May. So I need a motion. Bob Johnson, thank you very much. I actually don't need a second for that, but I do need. There you go. I hear you. Do we have any objections to this? Either online or in the room? A lot of people shaking their head no here. All right, then it is done. Thank you very much. And these folks will actually take office at the MCR meeting, at the board meeting for the Mid-Central region, which will happen at Indy Junction 2022. That's the official changeover. At the end. Yes, at the end of the meeting, after the meeting concludes. So that means I have, let me see, 5 months. Every time I walk into scale, Brian looks at me and goes, 4 more years, 4 more years. And I go, not happening. Member welfare, I'll speak to this briefly, if that's okay, Mike, since I'm up here.
Fred.
Is Rick here?
Rick is here.
Great, go for it, Rick.
Well, as Mike said, we sent a card to Doc while he was in recovery. He's apparently home now.
And that's Mike Shane.
Mike Shane, yes. And as they say, the check's in the mail. Bob Johnson's wife's sister died, and we sent her we sent the family a sympathy card.
Eric had some surgery going on last month, and he's pretty well recovered from that now. And Mark Norman had surgery earlier this week, Wednesday, and he's in the room with us. Goodness. It was either a remarkable recovery or some really good prescription medication.
He's an animal.
That's right. He's an animal. That's right. But Kelly is still the designated driver.
Yes. We do have one award for Mr. Fred Sower. Milwaukee Road Transfer Caboose. He earned a merit award, did a very fine job on it. And congratulations, Fred.
Thank you, sir.
Run on.
We'll look over here and smile.
Okay. There's 3 more evaluations coming.
Okay, it looks like you like each other. I think it actually worked.
Okay. I'm not going to kiss you, but we like
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate this too. And you can see a couple pictures of the transfer caboose up there. And there's another piece of rolling stock back there that I think is going to be looked at today. So that would be 2 down, 2 to go, last certificate. So we had 6 freight car entries.
So for January, we're halfway through our model contest year now, and we're starting off the calendar year with a great subject, freight cars, 6 entries, and really showing that on our Division 8 layouts, there are a lot of original models and some really unique cars that are on our freight trains. So with those 6 entries, we'd like to send out this afternoon 3rd place congratulations to Bob Frankrone for his main central gondola. And do check out the description Bob had about his rust effects. It's amazing. For 2nd place, we send out congratulations to Ed Brennan for his Borden butter tray, buttermilk milk car with fins, any freight car with fins, I mean, you got to say that's really great. Excellent job there. And then first place today for freight cars goes to Kevin Jones for his ON30 wood tank car. We're talking individually weathered wood boards on that car there. So congratulations, Kevin. We'd love to send out also honorable mentions to our other modelers, Rick Geertz with his UP boxcar, and Steve Lasher with his Burlington flat car, and Russ Weiss with his Heinz pickle car. So thank you all for your entries this time around. So we're continuing on next month with what we now call the non-steam powered motive power. So we expanded the category. If it's not running by steam, you can model it and bring it next month. And we love for folks to bring models with them here to the 600 room and have them on the back counter. So please, whether it's a contest entry or your work in progress or something you just finished, feel free to bring models and show us. We love that. So,
thank you, Barry.
Thanks.
Mr. Weiss.
Today, we have on deck Bob Frank Rowan, and he's going to give one of his interesting talks of Interesting Railroad Museums, Volume 1. So if you like today, then sometime in the future, there's going to be some more coming. So we'll look forward to hearing Bob in just a few minutes. On the 12th of next month, we'll have another one of our gatherings. And, you know, this is virtual only. And right now we have Steve Lasher giving a modeling of how that you can prototypically run your model railroad. We have Gary Dean, who is going to show his new layout. Now, this is a layout that's under construction. So it's always nice to see something from the beginning, and then further on down the line, hopefully 6 months from now, we'll get Gary to show us some more what he's done. And that's also a good incentive to keep working on it. And we've talked Kevin Jones into giving us a little bit of his what he's done on his 3D printing. I know he sent something out showing the tender and everything that he's been working on for the last couple of months, but he's going to give us a quick and dirty on, you know, how everything kind of came together on that with the 3D printing. So should all be great gatherings next month. A quick request, and that is if you have liked these gatherings throughout the months that we've been doing them, we need you to step up to the plate. And it could be something as simple as the building that you're working on, or like I said, Gary's doing, showing us the beginning of his layout, so on like that. We just need more people to kind of step up to the plate and kind of show us what they're doing if you like these gatherings. If you're a little shy on, you know, how to present it, give me a shout, and you can send me some pictures. I can put it in a quick PowerPoint. And just as I'm talking over the slides that Fred has put up here, I can do the same for your presentation. I can show them and you can talk about them. So do give that some thought. We'd appreciate it. For next month's business meeting, again, we have Bob Dawson giving us Louisville's Forgotten Railroad. So that should be another interesting and fun talk to listen to. So
thank you, Russ. Ron?
Okay, Fred.
I'm here. We've been at your throats, begging you, asking you to volunteer, please, to help out with the train show. And in that light, Fred has in the room there some sign-up sheets that you can put your name down without further ado today to help out with the March 19th, 2022 Division 8 Train Show and Sale. If you're not in the room and you'd like to volunteer, you can email me personally. My email address and contact information is on the back of every pie card, or you can just email Division 8 and we'll acknowledge your volunteering and stay in touch with you, reminding you what you committed for and when. And tables are selling like hotcakes. If you do want to reserve a table at the show, you better get a hold of Mark. You know, don't get a hold of him. You need to send him a check to reserve your table.
Yeah.
If you are an NMRA member, it's $25 per table.
Thanks, Ron. Bob Dawson, you're up.
Oh, yeah. I just want to invite everyone to the Louisville Chapter NRHS meetings. That's the National Railroad Historical Society Louisville Chapter. Ron usually sends out information on this, and everyone's welcome to attend. And the good thing is we do the program first. So if you want to bail out and don't want to stick around for the business meeting, then you're welcome to do so. Coming up is going to be Charlie Bucola. Some of you are familiar with Charlie. He's going to do a presentation, the Cumberland and Ohio, Kentucky's other C&O railroad. So everyone's welcome.
Thank you, Bob. Briefly talk about Indy Junction 2022, the next Mid-Central Region Convention. You all know about it. Don't need to go into the basics about it. Of course, the early registration fee of $85 is gone. Now it's $95 through April 27. Registration's going well. I'm not going to share all the details with the numbers because it's too complicated even for me, with families and not families and early and late and so forth. I will tell you that when we had our committee meeting on Thursday night, we agreed to extend or to increase the room nights that we commit to the hotel because we had sold out the block that we'd originally reserved. Modeling with the Masters led by Sam Swanson. I think I talked briefly about this before. It is available for sign up, $20 a person. You get basically 4 hours with Sam and 1 or 2 more MMRs to lead you step by step through what Sam does for his amazing weathering and painting with acrylic paints. All you need to do is bring something that you want to mess with. He'll have some sacrificial pieces there to screw around with to practice on first, but bring something that you want to, that you can take home with you. Other than that, $20, all materials covered. You don't need to bring anything else. What a deal. There are 15 seats, if I remember right, and 12 have sold out already. So there you go. And it's going to be Friday evening. Quick look at Division 8 membership. The last spreadsheet I saw was 125 people as of about the 1st of January. And again, that's fairly stable. We go up a couple, go down a couple. Fairly stable, though. Anywhere from 2 months to 58 years and 1 month. The average, 17 years. The mean and the median, if you will, 11 years, 6 months. And as we've been doing, working our way down from those folks that have been around the longest, we're down to the 20 to 24 years with the NMRA. There's a quick list. I'm not going to read it off to you. You guys can read just as well as I can, but 3, 4, 5, 9 guys that fall into that range. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to put all the names on there next time because you got like 30. So there you go. So congratulations to those folks. I do want to recognize everybody. That is the end of the official agenda. So we are officially adjourned for the business meeting. As usual, we have a back to basics, but with the additional things we had going on today and looking to see that it's already after 2:30, we're going to forego the back to basics this month, and I'll just push it to next month for February. And I'm going to be talking about AAR plates. I'll give you a quick preview. It's not about tie plates. It's not about dinner plates. It's not about license plates. It's about those kind of plates, plate C, plate B, plate E, J, and so forth. So we'll talk about that next time. Officially adjourned. We'll give everybody 5 minutes. It's 2:36 now. So we'll give everybody 5 minutes to take a bio break, whatever that means, intake, outtake, take a little stretch break, if you will. And then we'll get Bob Frank Roan set up and start at 2:41. See you then.